Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in the community. My name is Troy Pruitt, and I am the Community Manager for all things Crusader Kings related. Today, we'll be going into a brief look at our brand new Crusader Kings Console Edition. The first thing we're going to set is our options. Your options are something you're already familiar with, but they look a little bit different. Into our settings, you'll notice that you can hit either the right bumper or left bumper to move between your options menus, your graphics, and your audio. Next up, we will go into our encyclopedia. This is also something you're pretty much familiar with, but does have all of the terms that we use in game, so you can check them out and search for any of the ones that you may have a question about. So, you want to start a new game, and as always, you'll want to be fresh and new and get a ruler that you know and love. So once you pull up our screen, you'll notice that we have the normal familiar map mode with all of your favorite familiars. To tab back and forth between time periods, you'll need to use your triggers, left trigger and right trigger, to tab back and forth. But now we're going to go over to the Any Ruler screen, where you can select pretty much any rulers that we have loaded into the game at this time. Once you've selected custom rulers, you can tab back and forth between your players and game settings tabs with right bumper and left bumper. So we're going to select those game settings, and this is where you can change your game rules and your difficulty. Difficulty goes from very easy to normal, but if you want a little bit more of a challenge, that's down in game rules. We'll select it, and you can see all of the different settings that you know and love to change the difficulty and style of playthrough. And for those of you at home that have already played the game and want to get a little bit more of a challenge, this is where you will enable Iron Man mode at the very top. Once you've set your game rules, we can go back and select a ruler. These are all the regions and settings that we have inside of the normal CKIII PC edition. Now, one important thing to note is your right thumbstick will be in charge of zooming in and out. You can play as one of the kingdom rulers of the high-level kingdoms, or you can zoom in and get as small as you want to play any of the counties or duchies that are available in-game with that right thumbstick. Once you've zoomed back out, find a ruler that you're comfortable with, no matter who that might be, and select them. Today, we're going to go with the tutorial character, the Petty King of Ireland. And the first thing you'll notice is you have a reticle in the middle of the screen to help you navigate. This will stay with you anywhere on the map screen to move around and highlight or select any of the features or areas you want. The character window. This is where you'll live most of the game. We have the family, relationship, court, and vassals of your character available anytime within this window, utilizing the left bumper and right bumper to select them. In order to better understand your character, you can select any of these windows. We're going to start with traits. We're going to select it and pop it out so we can see exactly what traits our character has. If you notice any of the blue text on these screens, those are all interactable. If you want, you can open up your tooltips to select them and find out more about this experience inside of them. Once you've opened up those boxes, you can explore as deep as you want, selecting the blue text and continuing to open up boxes. You can open up as many boxes as you want, or select as many terms as you want to continue deep diving to get a better understanding of the system. However, please note that if you ever get lost or stuck in this system, you can press and hold the B button to return to your main screen at any time. Once you've familiarized yourself with your character, we can drop back out to the main map. You'll notice on the left and right side of the screens that we have a hold symbol for the triggers. These bring up our new radial function. The radial functions are going to be one of the quickest and easiest ways to navigate in the game. Once you hold and select the left trigger, it'll pop up the character radial. This shows you all of the things that are important to your character and helps you navigate quickly and accurately. Another core mechanic that has changed slightly from the PC version is our hints menu. In order to access this, simply tap in on your right thumbstick. This will bring up your alerts as well as your suggestions. First thing you'll notice is we don't have a lifestyle choice here. So we're going to go ahead and fix that by popping open our lifestyle menu. We already have Marshall, and we're already going through that tree. So that seems like a good place to start for us. We have a lot of the Overseer perks already selected, and you can see if you hover over any of the other options, it shows you a brief description of exactly what all these perks do if you want to unlock them at a future time. Once we've selected our lifestyle, we're not married, which, as you may understand, is kind of a problem if you have a spouse position on your council and want that filled. So to make sure that we're utilizing our council to the fullest of our abilities, we're going to select a spouse. Pop open our menu, and currently we have it sorted by relevance. But we can also select any of the drop-downs to filter them in this view. And if you want to filter or search for anything that you don't see immediately in those drop-downs, you can click on More Options, and it'll bring up a list of all the things you can filter and search for. At this time, we're going to go with the game suggestion and find the best and most relevant wife, and we're going to go ahead and ask her to marry us. Once we've sent off that marriage request, asking for the lady's hand, we will back out. You'll notice this also removes a lot of the notifications we had, as those were dependent upon that action. The next thing we're going to do is use our bumpers to select suggestions. Now, again, like I said, these are things the game wants you to know and are very important for you to know, but it's your choice what to do with them. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to unpause the game. We're going to start things off right. And then we get a message accepting our marriage proposal. We've made new allies from that marriage, and that ally is going to call on us to help him in a war. You can see the menus that'll allow you to check what happens if you say yes or no once you've accepted or declined this offer to go to war. At the bottom, you'll notice our war scores menu and our armies menu. You can hit left bumper or right bumper to select them respectively. You can see them and check them out before you hit A to confirm which one you would like to bring up. We're going to do the next inevitable step, which is to raise our armies. You notice we now have a new notification. This is that we've joined the war, and it gives us the bumper options of left bumper and right bumper simultaneously to bring it up. This will show us what that entire box looks like and give us any further details that are associated with it, and let us explore it further if there are other options. The next thing you'll notice is that we got a notification in our military tab. So we're going to hit right trigger to select that to pop it open and see what we've got going on. Here you'll notice something that is truly unique to the console edition. We've made it so you can either have manual AI controlled warfare or automated controlled warfare. Once we've selected the stance of the AI, we can select whether or not we want to lead that army. And since it's an AI army with a small amount of troops, we're just going to go ahead and stay at home for this one and remove ourselves as commander of that army. Once we're back in the main military tab, this is also where you can select your rally points and check if you want to continue supplying these on a monthly basis for your armies. We're also not going to set a rally point, again, because we don't have much territory, but this is exactly where you would do it. Also inside of that military tab, you can use your bumper buttons, again left bumper or right bumper, to select the different tabs. This includes things such as your armies, so you can check the composition of your armies or create more regiments. Right now, we're not going to create a new one because, well, we're flat broke, and it's really hard to supply an army that size. This is also where you would get to the mercenary menu and select which of the companies you want to use. Also in this tab is your holy orders. If you want to utilize those at a later time, as you can tell, we don't have a holy order, and we could work on founding one, but it seems a little early in the game for that, so we just wanted to showcase it for you, let you know where it is and how it looks before moving on. Once those military actions have been decided, we're going to go ahead and unpause and see how things play out. We're going to zoom out a little bit here, again utilizing that right thumbstick to pull back and get a better view of what's going on. And we're going to go ahead and increase the speed to, top things off quickly. Our army goes over to England, we join our allies, and things get a little bit chaotic. That's how war always is. And our automatic AI is handling things quite well. So, the war in England is progressing well. We're capturing territories, our army's doing what it thinks is best, we're enforcing our allies, and we're at home while our army is out fighting. And so we should take a look at all of our tabs at the top to make sure we're up to date on current issues. You notice we have a pop-up for decisions, so we're going to use our triggers to once again go over to those decisions, and then we can tab back through, get a brief overview of everything that's going on, and back to our realm. So, things in Ireland and England are going quite well. We've got the war well in hand with our new automated AI, but there's a whole world to explore, and we want to show it off a little bit more for you. We're going to use that right thumbstick again to zoom in, zoom out, show you how easy it is to zoom out. We're going to show you what the new map radial looks like. That right trigger that you're going to push down and hold for a second, which will bring up our map radial. We start in realms, but we're going to show you duchies, and then we'll show you some kingdoms. There are things such as governments, faiths, counties, empires, however you want to view the map. You can also select any of them at any time to, say, explore the faiths and see how the faiths are spreading across the entire known world. On the way back home, we're going to stop in and check on some of our neighbors. Now, one of the most important things with Crusader Kings is knowing what's going on in the world at any given time. So, we're going to zoom in on any given territory, and as you can see, you can get quite detailed. Now, once we pull up any of these territories, you can see the characters and everything about them once you select them. This is important for Crusader Kings to understand how the grand tapestry of all of your interconnected dealings go on around the world. You can do this with any territory and see just about everybody's family lineage, traits, qualities, and attributes at any given time. So make sure you're utilizing that, because the story to tell is yours alone. So that is exactly what you can expect from the console version of Crusader Kings III. Available now, so check it out. If you have any questions, we're always online. Check us out in the community, and feel free to hit us up anytime. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.